Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Linda Villamarín, and I am a doctoral student of the Program of Arts and Heritage from the University of Sevilla. So with this short presentation, I would like to explore how, thanks to the work of new comic artists, it has been possible to learn a lot about menstrual cycle, thanks to the content they share in the social media and in their illustrated books. So to begin with, I would like to open with this illustration that belongs to Raquel Ribarrosi. She's a Spanish artist. And this is a replica comic version of the photograph made by Rupikur in 2015 that was censored by Instagram for showing menstrual blood. But in this case, the protagonist of this comic is, she's actually a superhero who talks very openly about how her menstruation affects her when she fights, like in her comics. So this actually is one of the first ones who openly talk about menstrual cycle in comics in Spain. And of course, it has been censored in multiple occasions. But thanks to these type of initiatives, more artists begin to share this type of content, achieving more popularity and acceptance among their followers, as we will see below. So especially since 21st century, menstruation and different things around body cycle had been more present in the world of graphic art, at least in the case of Spain, which is the place where I'm developing my research. So I will share some other examples. So on the left, we have this one made by Raquel Córcoles. The name of the comic is Moderna de Pueblo. And in this specific case, she talks about how the different types of birth methods affect her menstrual cycle. And in the other side, we have Leona Ivanova, which is another great Spanish artist. And in this one, she talks about the little information that has been shared about endometriosis, not only in everyday spaces, but also in the few scientific investigations there about it. So this is very interesting because for these artists, in order to talk about menstruation, not only they have to do a very deep personal research in their own bodies, but also they team with health professionals in order to make comics that are also educational. Consider that the audience that consumes most social media are teenagers. So these alliances between Spanish illustrators together to help professionals have resulted in creating workshops and campaigns to educate adolescents around menstruation, especially in high schools, and based on the most frequent asked questions they have around the changes of their bodies. These artists have created new content in their comics where they help them to understand these concepts in a way that is easier for them to understand as a Instagram comic. So I will share these other three examples. Oh, sorry. So on the right, we have Marta Piedra. Normally in her comics, she explains the menstrual cycle in a very realistic, almost funny way. And then above we have, her name is Flavia Alvarez. And in her comics, she seeks to reevaluate how the menstrual cycle has been treated in advertising. And in the other side, we have Maria Ese, which is another artist that seeks to reevaluate the magical and idealized idea that has been related to women and menstrual blood, claiming that the consequence of this is that menstruation sometimes in scientific and educational spaces is not taken very seriously. So to conclude, in the last decade, we have seen new thematics around menstruation become more present in comics, and by consuming this type of content in what we consume every day in our social media, we can use this in our benefit to learn more about menstrual cycle. So, of course, if you want to know more references, there is a bunch of references, at least in Spain, about comic and menstrual cycle. Don't hesitate and contact me. I'll be more than happy to share my research with you. Thank you very much.